All right, welcome to the Bookshelf Challenge, where I challenge myself to read all the books on my bookshelf, and then I give you a little review of what I've read. This was Among the Enemy. Now, this is a young adult suspense novel from the early 2000s. It's part of a series called The Shadow Children. Now, in this novel and in the series, things take place in a despotic future where the government is involved in population control, and they have a unit called the Population Police who hunt down extra people, shall we say. Particularly, they have a policy called the two children policy, where you can only have 2 children. And if you have a third child, they hunt that child down and exterminate it. And then, presumably, any fourth, fifth, or sixth child, or anything beyond the first 2 children, the Population Police are going to hunt down. Now, like I said, this is one book in the series. This was book 6 out of 7. So there were 5 books before it, which I had not read. And they get referenced in this book, characters and events and whatnot. But at the same time, this book felt pretty episodic. Like, I didn't need to know everything that happened in those first 5 novels. But they do get referenced in this one. Now, in this one, they have a character called Matthias. And he is one of those third-born children who's on the run from the Population Police. And through a set of circumstances, he ends up getting adopted by them. They presume that he's a first or second-born kid who wanted to join the Population Police. And then, like I said, circumstances. And he basically becomes the ward of this high-ranking commander in the Population Police. Meanwhile, some of his friends who were, he met on the run from the Population Police, they're running this sort of underground rebellion against the government. And they get with Matthias and like, hey, Matthias, you're in this position of privilege and power. Could you be our spy? And that's, the basic premise of this novel, Among the Enemy, as it says. So, yeah, I thought this is an interesting concept. These children living in a despotic future, and at the same time, they're running this underground rebellion group against it. In this one, the character doesn't do a whole lot. There's some action. But he's also like a pacifist, so he struggles with the idea that he doesn't want to kill any of the Population Police or take up arms against them. But then, what do you do against such evil? And I really do like how the Population Police, they're not portrayed like hardcore fascist. They're like jovial, and they make jokes and whatnot. They enjoy doing their job, which is hunting down children. And the author, I don't believe they talk about the banality of evil, like how, true evil is just someone who doesn't care. And, that seems to be a theme in this book. And like I said, the character, he's religious, but not like, like super born-again Christian. I think it's like an old school sort of Catholic, where he's a pacifist, like I said, so he doesn't want to get involved in killing. And, that his faith is a pretty important aspect of this novel. I don't know how the other ones go, if that's the same way. They might have the kids be, from different perspectives or whatnot, but that's the one we get for this one. Like I said, pretty simple novel. Got it done in like 2 days. All right, so we're just going to move on to the next one, which will be, once again, Boris Johnson's Unleashed, his autobiography. I was reading this one as I was reading the short little one. And part of me wanted to read, one of the shorter novels, because this is a big one, and it's quite the slog. But I think I'm just going to stick with this one until I get it done. And we'll see how that turns out.